And here is the Vegan's Almanac for today, the 4th of March. The first week of March is Words Matter Week. The language we use to describe animals is incredibly important and shapes how we view and ultimately treat them. Unfortunately, we often refer to them as an it or as a something. In essence, we are reducing them to an object, a commodity that we can use and exploit for our own gain. However, animals are not things. They are sentient, feeling individuals. In other words, they are someone. Denying animals the right to be viewed as an individual makes it easier for us to not empathize with the suffering we force them to endure. Language subtly grooms us to disregard animals. Referring to an animal as it helps to justify violence. By using appropriate pronouns such as he or she, we recognize the individuality and dignity of animals and acknowledge their status as living, feeling beings deserving respect and compassion. This is a small but significant way to help create a more just and ethical world for all animals. National Salt Awareness Week is from March 4th through the 11th. Since long before recorded history, salt has been an element of human and animal diets. Around 6050 BC, the first mention of salt was made as a valuable product being traded by the Phoenicians within their Mediterranean kingdom. Salt was employed by the Egyptians in religious offerings and to preserve their mummies. Around 2700 BC, the earliest study on pharmacology was published in China. It described over 40 types of salt, as well as detailed methods of salt extraction. From then on, salt production in China increased and became a major source of revenue. An Egyptian scroll of medical notes and herbal knowledge dating from around 1600 BC describes several salt-based remedies for treating infections and epidemic diseases. The ancient Greeks also discovered that salt aided digestion, treated skin diseases, and when inhaled, helped manage respiratory diseases. Salt has also been used since ancient times as a preservative of food. In the 6th century, the exchange rate of salt became equal to gold. This was because salt at the time was rare and mainly obtained from salt mines. Today, salt is primarily obtained through 3 main methods: solar evaporation of seawater, or salt lakes, underground mining of ancient rock salt deposits, and solution mining, injecting water to dissolve salt, then evaporating the brine. Major production areas include coastal regions for sea salt and areas with deep underground deposits. The publication of Farm Sanctuary by Jean Baur was on this day in 2008. In 1986, after rescuing a live sheep from a pile of dead animals in a stockyard, the author founded Farm Sanctuary, an organization that rescues discarded living animals. In this impassioned book, Baur paints a beautiful picture of the animals who live far from the brutality of industrial farming, which he describes in detail. Some of this inhumane treatment is not news, for example, chickens packed into tiny cages, but accounts of living animals discarded like garbage because they are ill or weak may surprise the reader. Baur's nonprofit promotes legal remedies to stop the inhumane conditions chronicled. He believes that the best way to demonstrate concern for farmed animals is to adopt a vegan lifestyle, but doesn't proselytize. Rather, he makes a strong case that meat eaters have an ethical responsibility to ensure that the animals they eat have not been abused. Jean Baur has not only helped to enact groundbreaking laws and policies to help prevent sick and diseased animals from ending up on our menus, but has also rescued sick, abandoned, and abused animals from farms, stockyards, and slaughterhouses across the country. Baur and his colleagues provide, on farms in New York and California, a safe home and a healthful life for animals who are in desperate need of rescue. Please visit farmsanctuary.org. And here is a reading from Matthew 5:13 for today. You are the salt of the earth. Matthew 5:13. This has been the Vegan's Almanac with the reminder that we are the salt of the earth as we stand up for animals.